The city never slept, but for Ethan Carter, nights were the loneliest. A young entrepreneur in his late 20s, Ethan had everything people thought mattered: money, success, a penthouse overlooking the skyline, and a reputation for being untouchable. But beneath the surface of sharp suits and business meetings, he carried a heart hollowed out by betrayal. Love, he told himself, was a luxury he no longer believed in, until one winter night, fate intervened. The streets were cold, the kind of cold that burned through coats and numbed fingers. Ethan had left a late meeting and decided to walk home, restless in a way he couldn't explain. That's when he saw her, sitting against a brick wall near the subway entrance, her frame fragile, her face hidden beneath messy hair, a tattered blanket wrapped around her shoulders. She wasn't holding a sign, wasn't begging. She was simply there, invisible to the world rushing past. Something about that stillness caught Ethan. He stopped. She noticed, her wary eyes lifting to his. They weren't the eyes of someone defeated. No, they held a fire, quiet but alive. Ethan surprised himself by speaking. "Do you need something warm?" She didn't answer at first, only studied him like she was deciding whether to trust him. Finally, she shook her head. "People always think I need saving," she whispered. "I don't. I just need to be seen." That sentence stayed with him all night, and the next day, and the next. Her name, he later learned, was Lily. She had been homeless for almost a year after a string of tragedies stripped away her family and her future. She didn't tell her story easily. Ethan had to earn it, visit after visit. He started bringing her coffee, sometimes food, sometimes books. Slowly, her walls lowered, and so did his. Lily had a way of turning the simplest words into something profound. "Do you know why people forget how to love?" she asked him once. "Because they confuse it with possession. Real love is about freedom, not control." Ethan had never heard it said that way, and it cracked something inside him. But the city was not kind. Each time Ethan sat with her, people stared. His business partners whispered. Rumors spread. Why would a man of his status waste time on a girl with nothing? He didn't care. Or at least, he told himself he didn't. The conflict grew when Ethan invited Lily to stay at a shelter he funded. She refused. "If I go there, I lose myself," she said firmly. "I won't trade one prison for another. If you want to know me, you have to accept me here." Ethan realized then that Lily wasn't asking for charity. She was offering him something rarer, honesty, in a world that only gave him masks. Their connection deepened, but with it came danger. One evening, as Ethan left Lily's side, he was followed. A man cornered him in an alley, warning him to stay away from that girl. It turned out Lily's past wasn't just tragedy, it was shadowed by people who wanted her silenced. She had once uncovered corruption involving a powerful figure, and running away had been her only way to survive. Ethan's world, orderly and controlled, collided with hers, chaotic, dangerous, yet undeniably alive. The suspense tightened around them like a noose. Lily wanted to protect Ethan by pushing him away, but Ethan couldn't let go. "You've already stolen my heart," he told her one night under the streetlights, "and I'd rather risk everything than live one more day pretending I don't care." Their love grew in stolen moments, in laughter shared over cheap coffee, in late-night walks where skyscrapers turned into silent witnesses. But the danger escalated again. Ethan's business came under attack, anonymous threats arrived at his office, his colleagues urged him to cut ties, his reputation was slipping, but none of it mattered when he saw Lily smile. The climax came on a stormy night. Men came for Lily, determined to drag her back into silence. Ethan stood in their way. The fight was brutal, desperate, but together they escaped. Lily's courage and Ethan's determination binding them stronger than fear. They found refuge not in wealth, but in each other's arms, in the quiet safety of knowing that love, real love, was worth the cost. In the end, Ethan didn't save Lily. She saved him. She showed him that life was not measured in success or possessions, but in the courage to love without fear. And though the world saw her as a homeless girl, to Ethan, she was everything: his anchor, his freedom, the thief who stole his heart not with riches or beauty, but with truth. On the anniversary of the night they met, Ethan closed his penthouse and opened a small cafe on the corner where Lily used to sit. He named it Stolen Hearts. People came for the coffee, but stayed for the story. A story of a girl who had nothing, a man who had everything, and a love that changed them both forever. Because sometimes the most powerful love stories are not written in mansions or fairy tales, but on cold streets where two souls meet and choose to see each other when no one else will. And so the city still never slept, but for Ethan and Lily, every night was no longer lonely. It was theirs, a reminder that love, even in the darkest places, could steal a heart and light up a life forever.